emulate Freddie Mercury because
Yeah.
you can't.
And then you have bands like Nightwish, who I think they're now on the third singer, and they
Yes.
they give themselves like a new identity every time they
True.
get a new
Oh,
singer.
like almost every couple albums. That's a really interesting way of doing
Yeah.
it. Hmm
True.
I think another really good way, and what I think is probably the best way, is like what Joy Division did when, like the Disorder band. You know the one with the you know that black shirt that people wear with the like squiggly lines.
Oh yeah.
Well, that band.
Okay.
Anyway, so they dropped that album, big hit. We can tell because the shirts are still around like 40 years later.
Yes.
And then they dropped another album, but then their lead singer died. So what they did is then they just literally started a new band with all the same members plus a new vocalist. And then they sort of switched from like this really sort of like sadder, darker punk to like a little bit more of like a brighter. I don't know if I'd call it. I don't know what to call it. Like, I don't know. I'm not really good with 80s like music
Yeah.
and genres, but they essentially just switched their sound up again. It's just kind of like they rebirthed the
Yes.
band almost. Same people, but new vocalist, new era kind of thing.
Kind of like Rage Against the Machine with Audioslave. They changed the vocalist. They got Chris Cornell, and it became like a different band. But it's still like mostly members of that previous band. So that's an interesting and intelligent way to do it.
Did they get more successful by any chance? Would you say, or was it similar? Or
Yeah, it depends on who you're asking. Because personally, I preferred Audioslave to Rage Against the Machine. But I know that a lot of people would not agree with that opinion. So
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
So
I feel like music fans are like really opinionated on what
Oh,
is
bro, they're
better.
so
Yeah.
pretentious
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you cannot have any discussions with music.
No.
I think
Yeah.
it's
If you tell
way worse
certain
even than
if you
anime
tell
fans,
certain
bro.
metalheads that you like
Yeah.
Sabaton, they will accuse you of being a certain type of German from the 1930s. That's what I found out the hard way.
no,
Oh god.
because a thing that I don't like
The
about
Germans with the cool hand signs.
Yeah.
The one they stole from
it's
the
so-
Italians.
It's so
Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
though. Because the band itself is against those type of things, but they just sing about
Yeah.
the military stuff, trying to spread the awareness of history. But then
Yes.
they're like, but then these people are like, no, the guys in an NSBM band. But like, yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Like
Yeah,
some
like,
metalheads are dumb as fuck.
Consumer is correct. Like
Yes.
music fans are even worse than anime fans. If
Yeah.
you're trying to have a conversation.
Actually, this isn't technically metal, okay?
Yeah.
I would
can't have
rather
this on your
sit in
favorite
a
metal
room
album.
with a
This
My
is
Hero
not
Academia
metal.
Rule 34 drawer than have to converse with a metalhead who thinks I'm a Nazi every 10
Yeah.
minutes.
The thing with metal specifically is that I think that the main reason like that metal is not as mainstream as it was back in the day is
Depends on where you're from.
No, yeah, but
Oh, yeah. Isn't Norway as well crazy with their metal?
Yeah,
obsession?
Norway and Finland have the highest number of metal bands per capita,
True.
and it's not even
Black metal
close.
as well, I know is
Yeah.
Scandinavian, is it?
we can talk about the story of black metal as well here because there's a lot.
Oh,
there's a
yeah,
lot
okay.
Of shit.
Finish your
I've got
story, and then I
something
want
about
to
black
finish that, and I
metal,
want to
right?
hear about this.
Yeah, basically the like I think that the big reason why metal is not as mainstream as it was, let's say, back in the 80s, the 90s, is due to the metal fans because they like to gatekeep a lot, and at the same time, like if you
Yeah.
listen to something that is metal but is not metal to them, then they're gonna be like, you're not listening to real
It's like,
metal.
you listen
Real
to Papa
metal."
Roach, fucking cringe.
Yeah.
this,
Like
Melody,
you're
bro?
listening
What is this?
to
Melody?
You're
Get
listening
us
to
outta here.
Slipknot. Get out of here, bro. Like
Also, I
stuff
have
like
to
that.
think it's also the actual thing of, well, what black metal did in the 90s and late 80s, because
Yeah.
mayhem kind of existed and they went around
True.
burning churches. Two of the band members are dead. One of them shot himself in the head. The other one stabbed the other one. That one's arrested and now
Stories like
also-
that probably did not help with the PR.
And also,
at
he's
all.
a little bit of the.
that was
Also,
in
that guy, he's a bit of the funny German hand signal guy as well.
Yes.
And he still
Yeah.
makes music to this day, as far as I'm.
Like
I
for,
think
for
as
those
far
of
as
you
I'm
who are
aware.
not familiar with the black metal scene and you want to get like a general idea, there's this movie called Lords of Chaos that I wouldn't say it's
It's not
like
accurate,
100%.
but
Yeah, it's not
right now.
accurate.
a somewhat okay representation
Yes.
of what happened.
Or if you wanna like have a fun way to watch it, just watch one of the latest Papa Meat videos because like he talk about the black metal scene in Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah.